Yes, I'm back, and I'm back with this series after, let's be honest, quite a long time. I kind of forgot about this series, but since this car was remastered, I figured it's only right we give it a go. So I'm going to do everything I can to see how fast I can make the Hirochi Sunburst. Alright, cut to the time lapse and let's strip this car apart. So the first version is complete, and a few interesting things to touch on for people who have followed me with this series for a little bit. The main point of interest when making these cars is what type of engine block you use. You have the high performance long blocks and stuff like that, stage whatever, and the heavy duty ones. And basically the high performance ones will give you more horsepower but can take less turbo boost pressure, and the heavy duty one can take more turbo boost pressure but in its normal state doesn't produce as much horsepower. It's all about finding the balance of which one overall will make the car faster in the long run. But interestingly, this car does not come with a heavy duty long block for the biggest engine size. So this one is all going to be about what is actually better for top speed, the all-wheel drive system or the rear-wheel drive system. Now since they've added the Brooklyn 9 since the last update, this means I can now have skinny front and rear wheels. The only thing is I'm going to have a pretty crap tyre compound on the rear, but it's still better than having major rolling resistance from fat drag tyres. Okay, so far so good. It's not slow, but it's not really anything to scream about so far compared to what we've had in the past. It's lovely and stable though. Obviously no anti-roll bars in this. 265 miles an hour, it's not bad. Let's see how the nitrous does. If we're going to do the traditional Subaru thing of firing a piston out the side of the engine like a cannonball out of a ship. Damn, it's actually pretty good. It's got a little bit left to go on it as well. Goes without saying, I do not have brakes in this. Gotta save all the way I can. To be honest, I'm gonna make an early call here and I'm gonna commit to rear wheel drive. It just doesn't make sense. I don't see why the all-wheel drive system would show any benefit. It would just add weight. Oh, look at that fitment, man. That is nice. Holy shit, it actually kind of goes hard. Okay, I've altered the final drive and the boost pressure, so let's give this a try. Okay, rear grip is, yeah, it'll be fine when we get up to speed. I didn't think rear grip would be quite this bad, to be fair. I do have a crazy idea that I'll give a try if I can't get much more speed out of this. Oh, over torque damage. Okay, hear me out. I got a slightly crazy idea. Front wheel drive. Hear me out, hear me out. Basically, you can only get these old style wheels on the rear, and these front wheels, even though they're only skinny, they do have a race compound on them, so they wouldn't be as susceptible to that crazy levels of wheel spin. Also, this is a very, very hard compound of tyre. Old tyres generally are like that, so yeah, we'll give it a try. Okay, let's give this a quick test and see if that fixes our wheel spin issue. And yes, although it is wheel spinning, even though when it does wheel spin, it's not going to spin out. It'll stay stable, which is perfect. Ah, maybe I should have adjusted the final drive before setting off. There is still a little bit of wheel spin, but it's actually a lot better. Let's see what sort of speeds we can get this time around. And because now I no longer have these wheel spin issues, it means I can go much higher into the rev range without needing to be tentative on the throttle. We're slightly slower. Let's engage our nitrous here. Ah, it's a little bit too much nitrous. Okay, I've fiddled with the nitrous power and the gear ratio, so they should be a little bit more favorable to top speed runs. Gears a little bit closer together at the top end, so we'll see how this plays out. Okay, that step to fourth gear is a little bit big. We can adjust that after the fact, but we're kind of getting through it now. So it's fourth, fifth and sixth are the ones that are the primary ones I focus for the top speed. And already, look at that. We're already about 280 miles an hour in fourth. We still have 2 more gears to go, and we haven't touched nitrous yet. I'm going to let it climb just a little bit more before I change up. Maybe I can get to 300 in fourth gear. That'd be pretty good. I also might need to adjust the straight ahead position on the steering just to stop this drifting over to the right stuff that's going on. Okay, I'm going to change. Oh shit, I got rid of my change down button, hold on. Alright, I'm going to change back down and I'm going to engage this nitrous and just see how it fares. Because clearly the revs need to be the revs need to be a bit higher before I can change gear. Right, that might be an issue. I might need to use a pusher car to get this thing going. Alright, few adjustments made. Reduced the nitrous power. Adjusted the gears a little bit less heavy. And they're closer together. So it should be easier in practice or on paper I should say, to climb through the gears. Let's see, what RPMs am I at? Okay. Thank you, D-Series. Well, I am going to piss off now. I've also increased the RPM limit, so it should make the step from one gear to the next a little bit easier as well, because I'll be in a better place in the power band when I change up a gear. Which is a very important thing you should focus on, where the power band lies, so that way you know when exactly to change up. You don't want to change up a gear too early and then have the revs fall out of the power band and then you're bogging yourself down. It's also critical to know that the areas that the engine is most likely to blow up are the lower or mid revs, where the power band is generally. It's where the engine is producing its most torque. There's a misconception that it's at the highest revs that the engine is most likely to blow up, but that's not necessarily the case. At 296 now, I'll change up. Okay, we're starting to struggle a little bit. I'm going to turn on the nitrous. I have it reduced to 55 kilowatts. Hopefully that's enough to actually make a difference, but not so much that I end up blowing the car up. It seems to be making a difference. I'm picking up some speed here. Not a lot though, unfortunately. So close yet so far. What else could I do that I'm not thinking of here? I'm really out of practice with these videos, so I'm like out of practice with my way of thinking of my strategies on how I made these cars. Okay, I've gone Indy 500 levels of short gear ratio now. Okay, just to be safe, I'm gonna wait till the revs get nice and high before I shift up a gear here. Are we gonna break 300 in fourth gear? Come on. Yeah, there we go, 300. What is that mirror attached to? Bro's just kind of hovering there. We're bogging ourselves down, so I'm gonna give the nitrous a go. Uh-oh, the divide is coming. Alright, well, the nitrous is working. We've not blown up yet. I don't care if I should be using grid small pure. Okay, I didn't quite cop what speed I was at there, but it was an improvement. And I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to get much further than it either. I don't care if I should be using grid small pure. This is more interesting. Okay, I'm going to give it one more try and I'm going to just tweak the gear ratios just a tiny bit. Now, our final run, I also forgot to set the toe in out to 0 on the front and back. So that should hopefully give us a little bit less rolling resistance. Not like it would have been much anyway, but still, every little small detail will help us. Now I did narrow this gap a little bit, so I don't think it will reach 300 in this gear, but it should in the next gear. I'm going to take it up another gear. Yeah, there we go. Proper IndyCar level gear ratios there. Okay, we're beginning to plateau a little bit, so I'm going to enable the nitrous. This will definitely blow up the engine again, but it might last just long enough to set a new top speed for this car. 304. 305, come on, how far can we go? 308, okay, this is good, 309. Oh, the divide is coming up. Go down a gear again and try this again. This is the settings I have here, if you want to have a go at this yourself. Click here to watch me and Off the Limiter figure out if it's faster to go cross country on a map in a rally car or in a supercar. Subscribe because most of you guys aren't. Comment if you want me to upload all of the top speed cars to the beamng repository. And this is another video YouTube thinks you'll like. Thanks for watching and I'll see you out on the track.